lies, the money spent, somebody that was unable to realize how serious the situation is. You've tried to fix it and made things worse. You got a loan, and you possibly got a loan or some other action from a bank or from a family member. But it wasn't going to fix the problem, because the problem wasn't the fruit of what was going on around you, the financial loss, the sadness on the children, the mental health issues upon yourself. The problem was the person. The person who you met was unable to, as an adult, sustain a good attitude or character within the relationship. They're just unable to do that. And so, as a consequence, this is why your relationship has ended up where it is. Financial debt, sexless, if that matters, does to a lot of people. Yes, a lot of you people are in unintimate relationships, and I don't know why. You can sit next to somebody on a train and feel closer to them than what you do within your relationship. As a matter of fact, a lot of you people are hostile underneath, covertly hostile towards your partner. But only you know that. Maybe the children. You know how adults share things with the children that they shouldn't. Dad's this or mum's that. You know, or mum widers dad, or dad widers mum. Giving children information that really is none of their business and that they don't belong in, trying to understand. But the relationship, the fruit of it, the lack of money, the alcohol and drugs and all the rest of it, was never going to be successful. And it come down to the character of the person that you're with. This is the person. This is the person. This is how they've turned to be with you. And you need to identify this and toughen up and harden up and say, hang on a minute, this person cannot function in this relationship for whatever reason. I'm not here to be this person's parent and try to help them develop into something or someone that suits me. They're unable to do that. That means that I'm with the wrong person. I've realized that now. It might be 12 months, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. You've finally realized that this person cannot function under your connection. So a lot of people can't. They might be attracted to each other, but they're really not going to create anything positive, because the blend, the cultural blend, the domestic blend, who they are, the characteristic blend, just doesn't work. It does not work. So what does that mean? It means that you have tried to address the problems. I would hope you've had the courage to speak up. This person doesn't have the mentality or character or personality, for that matter, to fix the issues. You've decided that you no longer want to be at the mercy of this person's immaturity and sinfulness. You may have had children with this person. Well, you're probably frightened how they're going to end up if they stay under the influence of the person because they've failed you. And as they have rights to these children because you have both brought them into the world, that might be holding you together. Let me say, and this sounds very unchristian, but it's right, you shouldn't You most definitely shouldn't. Stay with this person because of the children, because the children are going to see an environment that will condition them to believe that it's right, but it's not. If it's unhealthy, it's not right, and they shouldn't be exposed to that. So you make your arrangements for the children. You keep contact at a minimum. You redirect your life. You'll see this in some of these shows on TV where the person just goes, no, look, my grievances are too many. I've got to move on, and they do. You'll also notice that it's the children that usually suffer as a consequence of this. And if you've got two dysfunctional parents, dead parents, let the dead bury their own dead, Jesus said. So there is a way of identifying living people as dead, and that would be those that aren't sharing wisdom. They're just limited to their wisdom, the wisdom that they have. They're at the mercy of foolishness. These people can't, a lot of the time, unravel what they've done to their children. And a lot of these children get injured. They turn to drugs as well. They want to follow in the footsteps of the parents. So they're, by example, deceived into that. Later, the parent has to try and undo all the financial and mental and behavioral problems that are associated with that. It's just a mess, and it becomes generational unless you get a black sheep in the bloodline that says, no, I'm not falling for this, and they break away and they change the direction of values. A lot of these people die young from their abuse, and usually without really any proper or common sense explanation, because it's all unnatural. They drug themselves to death, drink themselves to death, smoke themselves to death. I've seen it with my stepfather, and in many ways my mother. She smoked herself to death, 67, gone. The stepfather drank, was determined to drink and smoke himself to death, 51, gone. 51 years old, gone. And they wouldn't have cared less if I followed in their footsteps, because you can't tell somebody not to do something that you're doing yourself. They're completely without an answer, because they're doing it themselves. So it must be all right, or something's wrong. Well, the fact of the matter is, it's not all right, and something is wrong. These people haven't developed the way that they should. They're not leading by the right example. They're leading by example, but it's most certainly and definitely not the right one. And it's time children woke up to the fact that if mum and dad ain't right, then I'm not limited to their incapabilities.